Tour of the Cell, by Nicholas N.L.Z. Today, we will take a look at the inner workings of an animal cell. Let's start with the cell membrane. The cell membrane is the outermost layer of the cell. It's tasked with self-security and cell-protection. It regulates what comes in and out of the cell, and also surrounds the cytoplasm. Next is the fluid mosaic model. This is composed of hydrophobic tails and hydrophilic heads. It includes mosaic of proteins on the surface and inside the membrane. It allows for molecules to transport across the membrane, and describes the two-dimensional model of the plasma membrane. Next we have the facilitated diffusion. This is a passive form of transport that aids in transportation of sodium, calcium, potassium, and glucose. This process is spontaneous compared to active transport. Next is active transport. This is a non-spontaneous method of transporting molecules across the cell membrane. This process requires energy to be able to take place. Next is the nucleus. The nucleus is one of the most important regions in an animal cell. It houses DNA of the cell, and is only found in eukaryotic cells. The nucleolus is next. The nucleolus is tasked with assembling ribosomal subunits. Next we have the nuclear pore. The nuclear pore is a large protein complex that crosses the nuclear envelope. It houses proteins and regulates the transportation of molecules between cytoplasm and the nucleus. Nuclear membrane is next. This is a double lipid bilayer that surrounds the genetic material in the nucleolus. It also directs the transport in and out of the nucleus. Next is chromatin. This is a complex of DNA and proteins that help form chromosomes. It contains genetic material that unbinds when cells are ready to divide. Next we have the endomembrane system. This system helps divide the cell into specific functional and structural compartments. It consists of both the Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, vacuoles, plasma membrane, and the nuclear envelope. Next is how the secretory and membrane proteins are made. They are made by the creation of vesicles from the membrane. They are also made like many other proteins. First by mRNA is transported to cytosol. Next a sequence of 6 to 12 amino acids are recognized by a cytosolic protein. Then an end sequence is transferred to the translocan, and then finally sent to the ER. Next is the lysosome. This is a cell that contains the degradative enzyme. It is considered the recycling center in a cell. Peroxisome is next. It houses important enzymes that are involved in metabolic reactions and some function in energy metabolism. It breaks down fatty acids by utilizing oxidation reactions. Next we have a centriole. It is a small set of microtubules arranged in a specific way. It is often found in pairs throughout the cell. It is made mostly of proteins called tubulin, and it helps in the process of cell division. Next is cytoskeleton. It helps maintain the shape of the cell and keep interior organization. It helps in the process of cell division. It consists of microtubules, intermediate filaments and microfilaments. It also helps with transportation of proteins inside the cell. Lastly is the mitochondria. The mitochondria has a double-layer membrane. It helps in the process of respiration and DNA reproduction throughout the cell. It is also theorized that certain organelles from single-cell organisms can be found in eukaryotes.